Hi. Oh my god. I have been wanting to pick up this dang microphone for a long time. Okay? A long time. We're gonna get cozy. I'm gonna scooch you this way. I'm gonna fluff my pillows. They don't look very good, but they work for me, okay? Hi guys. It's been a long time. I hope you are having the most amazing summer if you're watching this during summer. And if you're not, I hope you had the most amazing whatever season you're in right now. But currently it's summer. I quit social media. So we're going to talk about that. Maybe we'll do a little catch up. Okay, where have I been? For anyone who was a regular on this channel, I've barely uploaded this entire year. I think I've maybe done 2 or 3 episodes. And we've passed the midpoint of the year. Honestly, I think I just needed a break. I burnt out a bit. I feel like I didn't have anything else to say for a long time. And I kind of just needed to live some life, learn some new things, and now I have some fresh perspectives to share. And I think it's interesting because I was having conversations with people about just creative expression, and I think today in our society, creative expression is supposed to be this thing that people can just do ongoingly, nonstop, forever, and that's literally not how creative minds usually work. Usually inspiration strikes and then you go, and then something almost overpowers you. So for me, last night I woke up at 2 a.m. For some reason, I couldn't get back to sleep. And I was like, I need to do this podcast. I've been dying to do it. And I'm like, I'm going to talk about social media because I'm loving being off of it. It's changing my life. And the ideas were just flowing. So I do have a couple notes on my phone. But as per usual, I didn't want to make a script because then I go back and record. And it's just not the same brain dump. So this is just to help guide me today. But I just want to ramble. I just want to talk to you guys. So that's my little spiel about creative expression. I think I just burnt out creatively a bit. And I realized though that the podcast, even if nobody listens to this, this is my creative expression and I love doing it. And I think I'm pretty good at it. And I love connecting in a way that feels intentional. So we'll get more into that in a little bit. But that's the intro. Welcome back to Mindset Matters. My name is Vic, and let's talk about why I quit social media. So I feel like most people start these videos. I've watched a bunch of these over the years, honestly. I feel like people usually start these videos by explaining their relationship to social media and their history. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I think the main points will kind of come up naturally as we go through my arguments of why personally it doesn't work for me and why I've left social media. We are in such a technological revolution right now. Things are changing so fast. Social media is not what it used to be. And so what I want to start with is describing what my perfect social media platform would be. Okay? And hint, a little bit of foreshadowing here. It actually kind of exists. It's just not social media. Okay? So I wrote some notes. My perfect ideal social media world is a world in which I only follow the people that I actually want to catch up with. So anyone that I no longer am in touch with, they're just not there anymore. I don't have to actively go and unfollow everyone. I don't have to do these purges where you go through your whole following list to remove people. None of that, okay? I just follow the people that I want to catch up with. That's it. Okay, next point, no scrolling. Scrolling, not good for the attention span. Super addictive. Can be funny, yes. But next point is I get the funny memes only when people send them to me. So I don't have to scroll to get them, okay? But I still get to see some funny stuff. Keep up a little bit with what's going on in the interweb, okay? Last one, I never see anything that I don't want to see, okay? And this, I think, is a little bit ignorant, considering even in the real world, we can't always avoid seeing the things we don't want to see. but it's my ideal world of social media, so I'm going to roll with it. Okay, not seeing what I don't want to see. Sometimes you just see something that really upsets you. It could throw off your whole day. It could be something about like an ex. It could be something about just all the craziness that's happening in the world, which I do think it's important to be informed, and I don't think we should just be in our bubble fully. But I like to pick and choose when I consume that kind of information. I don't want it to be necessarily something that just like pops up on my feed when I'm trying to have a girly time. That's kind of my ideal social media world. And what's interesting about that is like, wait, that actually exists, and it's called texting my friends. Boom, mic drop, texting my friends. I get all of these things. I text and voice note the people that I want to catch up with, and I'm so intentional about it because I'm not seeing what they're doing on social media. And I freaking love that, okay? My friend Brady and I, shout out Brady, not sure if he's going to watch this. I'll send it to him though. We started doing this thing called Waffle Wednesday, and I think he got the name from someone else. But a Waffle Wednesday, Brady lives in like Japan, by the way. So I'm in Canada, he's in Japan. Our time zones are way too messed up to get on a phone call. So Waffle Wednesdays, you're going to love this. We send each other a video every Wednesday. He can do it whenever he has time during his day. I do it whenever I have time during my day. And we just catch up. We tell each other about our week. There's like a little mini text exchange about it. And that's it. And we've been doing this now for like 4 or 5 months since my birthday. And I've never felt closer to him. He's the type of friend, like we would go a full year without talking. And then it's our birthdays, like within a couple weeks of each other. And then we would just catch up via birthday. And I'm like, wait, we need to talk more regularly, babe. Like, I miss you, okay? And so Waffle Wednesday, I introduced this to my friend Sam, and we've been doing Waffle Wednesdays as well. So Wednesday's just like a very fun day for me. I get to catch up with 2 of my best friends who live far away. And I just love that for me, okay? Otherwise, texting my friends. I catch up with them. They send me photos. I send them photos. Like, if I do things, my parents were here visiting. I showed a lot of my friends some pictures of me and my parents doing fun stuff in the mountains. And what's so great about that, and this kind of bleeds into my next point, is like, I want to be intentional with the way that I spend my time. Okay, so time for me is very precious. I like to do a lot of things. I'm a pretty busy lady, and I like being busy, but in my downtime, when I think about how I want to spend my downtime, like scrolling mindlessly on an app is just not on that list. There are so many things I would rather do before that. Again, because I'm consuming other people's lives. I don't love always catching up with so many people. The wheels are just always turning, and I want to be able to just like be peaceful, catch up just with my friends, and feel really intentional about that. So with this idea of intentionality is like, if I don't reach out and text my friends or vice versa, like we don't know what we're doing because I'm not seeing what they're doing on social media and they're not seeing what I'm doing because I'm not posting. And I think social media can connect people, of course, but I do think there's this passivity that comes with it where almost like you send a like on a story or you reply with like an emoji or something, and it gives this like false sense of an exchange, but like you're not actually really connecting with that person, and like they're probably just watching your story and then on to the next. And it's like, it's just not as intentional. So I've been very intentional about my friendships, and I don't feel like I'm missing out because if there's something really, really funny, people will screenshot it, send it to me. My roommate sent me a TikTok video. I can still see what feels relevant and funny via my friends, And so the next point, which is kind of related to intentionality, is privacy. I really actually value privacy a lot more. Like, I was someone who was on TikTok for a while, and I was like yapping on TikTok, sharing a decent amount about my life. Like, not everything, of course, but I was sharing a lot, and I don't think that there's necessarily something wrong with that. But I think for me personally, I'm just at a point in my life where I really value my privacy. And I think you could argue like, oh, well, you have this podcast and you're coming on and you're talking about your life and whatever. But again, the podcast feels intentional. I'm here. I can share exactly what I want to. It's longer form content. I feel like it's a cozy little corner of the internet that I kind of always expect not that many people will see it. And if they do, again, it's like edited and it's my creative expression. Like this for me is creative expression, whereas I think Instagram is like curating the best photos of my life to make my life look cool, you know? And I just think that is very imbalanced. And privacy wise, like I don't need all these people that follow me that I don't even know or I'm not close with. Like I don't need them to know what I'm doing. Like I actually really value privacy, and I love that people don't know what I'm up to. Like who has access to you? Who has access to your energy? Who has access to seeing what you're doing all the time? Yeah, like this might not bother some people, really, truly. But for me, I want to be private. I want to be intentional. Okay, the next thing that I've noticed about my life since being off social media is my ability to connect with people in real life. Okay, I'm talking in person, and these are what I call micro connections. It's like the little chit chat you have at the grocery store line, or saying hi to someone as you pass them on a stairwell, or, you know, having a quick conversation in a gondola ride down a mountain. That feels very Vancouver for me. But micro connections, okay? I think that these, and I stand by this is like my new Roman Empire. Micro connections make my entire life. I could go all day without talking to any of my friends, really talking to anyone. But if I go out to a store and I happen to have like a little chit chat with a random lady in the grocery store line, my day feels like a million times better. Does anyone have this sentiment? Like I feel like humans are just meant to connect. Okay, we're meant to connect. We're meant to interact socially in person with each other. And I genuinely feel like the more I do this, the better at it I become. I'm so good now at like sparking random conversations. And like 9 times out of 10, it's a lovely conversation. You might find something in common, and then really like you never see them again, right? You don't exchange phone numbers, you don't exchange. It's just, it was what it was. It was a micro connection. And I love that. And I think that humanity needs more of this. And what's the alternative? The alternative is you get in the gondola ride down and you pull out your phone and you're scrolling and you don't even make eye contact with the person across from you. And I just think that that's such a big part of our society now. Like you look at riding a train, you look at any social but not social setting, everyone is on their phone. And again, I just think it's sad because you miss out on like those connections with people that are literally right in front of you. And I think I want to do actually maybe a full episode on like micro connections and how to just talk to new people, because I think it brings so much joy into your life and it can give you a new perspective even for a few minutes. I feel like I'm talking really fast today, but I just love people and I love getting to know people and I love being present in the moment that I'm in. Okay, and then along with this is kind of the whole attention span, boredom. I feel like humans are like losing the capacity to be bored. Being bored, I think, is actually good for you. Like having downtime, giving your brain downtime. So yeah, sometimes I feel bored and sometimes I'm like, ugh, what do I do? Like I don't have an app to scroll on. Like bored. I don't feel like reading right now. Like what do I do? But it's like, just exist, babe. Like just chill. Just like maybe do a little stretch, maybe do a little meditation, maybe cook something. Like there's so many things I could do besides scrolling my phone. Bake a cake. That sounds like a big commitment. But the point being is like, I think being bored is actually good for us, or like giving our brain space to like process what you've already seen or what's important to you. And that's a big part of life, is like the self-reflection or just the reflecting on experiences. Like I think when you're constantly looking at something, you're constantly feeding your brain more information. And again, it's like constant. I think it just you lose the ability to like process what you're seeing. You lose the ability to like, these are my opinions, I think you lose the ability to even like decipher. Like, have you ever scrolled on TikTok and then it's like, could you even say or tell someone about like one video that you saw, or like more than one? Like, it just feels so mindless sometimes. And I just think being bored and learning to have a larger attention span is really good for you. As I do like to talk about the other side of this whole debacle. Okay, so I like to look at different perspectives. I think about my roommate, for example. She is an artist. She's been doing some fun artwork, and like she just started an Instagram page for her art. She's gonna do like a sped up video, like a time lapse of her making her new piece. And I think that's so fun. And I think is someone, she just loves social media. She's on it a lot. She loves seeing what people are up to. And like, hey, that works for her. And that's totally fine. Doesn't work for me. And that's totally fine too. So I think I'm not here to be like, oh, social media is bad. But I think if you're thinking about taking a break or like quitting social media, these are just my experiences and the things that I feel it benefits for me. But what are the cons? What have I noticed that I feel is maybe a negative? So I would say the one could be the sense of community. Like, for a while when I was posting on TikTok, I did feel a sense of community on there, and I felt like I had regular people that were commenting, and it felt good to get comments of people being like, oh my God, I relate to this so much, or like, I love what videos you make, blah, blah, blah. Like, that felt good. Okay, so maybe that's just me liking the validation, but I think community, again, is so important for people. And depending on where you live, like, it might be hard to make community in person. So maybe online is like an outlet for you to, if you live somewhere very rural, or you just have a hard time. I think it just depends on your situation. Some people find online connection when they lack in-person connection. I still don't think it's comparable. Like, I think it's so important for people to connect in person. And it scares me a bit to think we're creating this generation of like people who work from home and just play video games, and they talk to their video game friends, and then they're on their social media. Like, get outside, please try to socialize. I think it's so, so, so important. And I'm very lucky I have a very social facing job as a teacher. Like, I'm around people all day. Obviously not right now because it's summer. But like, I think, yeah, I do think there's some fear in like work from home, do everything from home. But I understand that online community can be helpful for people. Next, something that I really did like about TikTok was like the chit chat videos where you hear people going through the same things that you're going through. I think that can be so powerful, and I definitely got a lot of inspiration from TikTok and realizing like, oh my God, I'm not the only person who feels this way. Because sometimes it can feel easy. It can be easy to think that you're the only one who's ever gone through something. And I think like, no, realistically, someone somewhere has gone through the same thing that you're going through. But I think it's really special to be able to like hear those stories. So I think that's something that sometimes when I'm in my head about something, I think it would be beneficial for me to watch an advice video that's like 2 minutes, and they're like, pick your head up. You don't need to be upset, be present, this and that. Trust it, like whatever it is. And then you feel so much better. You're like, wait, I relate to that. So I do think like that is something that, I don't know if I would say I miss, but something that I do think I valued from TikTok. But again, the problem for me is like, some videos are these inspirational things that you really needed. And then some videos, it's just like brain rot. And it's all kind of jumbled into one. And you're like, but what am I doing on this app? Okay. So hearing other people's stories. And then again with TikTok, I think what's really cool is like seeing seeing first person perspectives of things that are going on in the world. Like, TikTok is a big primary source for us, okay? Like, seeing what's happening in countries that feel so far and seeing people's true stories and experiences is like, I think, something that's so special and eye-opening and important. So I think that's something that I don't get to see. But again, it's hard to control when you see that, what perspective you're seeing. Everything is so algorithm. It's like, it's scary to think you're only being fed maybe one side, depending on what your beliefs are. And then I guess the last con is, again, TikTok. Like, people using TikTok as a search engine these days. I'm still like a Google person. I Google things and I end up reading like blogs. But I know it's like, okay, if you're thinking of vacationing somewhere, you look it up on TikTok, there's all these little travel videos that tell you everything to do. You can see it. It's like quick. So I do think using it as a search engine is kind of fun. And I think if I only used TikTok as a search engine when I needed it, I'd be okay with that. Because again, I'm intentionally choosing the type of video I'm looking for. So those are my thoughts. But I guess like generally I'll finish here with like how I feel. Like, I just feel present. I don't know what people are doing all the time, and I love that. I feel like I'm very much, like, I'm not on my phone as much. I'm able to pay more attention about like what's happening around me. I feel more at peace not being on social media, and again, being just bombarded with all this information. Of course, like, social comparison is another big one I think people talk about. I think even if you are happy with your life, even subconsciously, I think we can't help but kind of compare ourselves to other people. So yeah, those are my thoughts on social media and why I'm happy to be off. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. I do have more ideas for podcasts that I want to do, and I'm really, really, really excited. I feel inspired. I feel refreshed. I've lived some life and I have some things that I can share that feel new. So thank you for listening. I wish you the best day ever, and I hope to chat with you very soon. Bye.